Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mr. Model Railway channel. Today I will be putting in interior for an Athen coach. Or at least I assume it's Athen. Doesn't actually have a maker's mark, but Southern Pacific Line's observation car. And I'll be putting the guy in the description who makes these, obviously for reasons. And the first step is obviously getting this observation coach open. Now, there's actual clips that hold in the shell, no screws. The only screws here are the ones that are actually attached to the chassis. And if you're wondering, yes, these interior pieces actually come with holes fitted, well, formed for them. I actually have this iPhone repair kit here, you see. And I'll be essentially pretty much just opening this up any way I can. Yes, you can hear the chooks outside going. Okay, come on. Hey, there we go. Now, you're probably wondering, will I ever paint the interior? At some point, yes, I will, but for the meantime, I'm just going to put that in there. Voila. Mind you, what you could do is unscrew the bolts as well, and then just, slot that all in, but I'm not about to do that, because that would require more effort and then getting the bogies on correctly. And I'm not going to glue this in just yet either, because I obviously want to paint this separate to the shell as to not get, like, paint and shit on it. Other than that, everything should be golden. In fact, while I'm here, I might as well set my other camera up. Set my phone camera on. Let's see, where's the phone camera? There it is. Okay. Do we want it to be like that, or do I want to tip it slightly? Yeah. Change the rotation. No, that's not it. It's a pain in the butt. Doesn't want to rotate. Okay. There we are. Okay. Now, how do I want to do this? Do I just want to set this up here? Okay, put that there. How the heck am I going to keep this stable? Yeah, that should do. Right, so technically now I have two cameras going at once. Right, yeah, okay. And now I guess the next step would be to just see whether or not the shell fits, because obviously you want to make sure that the shell goes down, and also keep an eye out for, which end is obviously the observation end. You don't exactly want to get the two confused. And just to give this a little bit of help, just give that a light sort of pull shell a little bit to get it obviously to fit in place. You see, you need like a sharp little edge, or not necessarily sharp, this is actually quite blunt really. But then again, if you really wanted to, you get like a bit of an eraser or whatever and just slice it off like that. So it's somewhat sharp, but not too sharp. I actually have the erasers there to clean the motors that I have. And then you'll, the interior fits quite well in there. And now all you need to do is just get a Walters weathering kit, or not a weathering kit. I guess you could get a weathering kit, but what you need is a lighting kit. Another thing I should mention, something one of my friends was telling me about, how if you want to get like a lighting kit, you have to get like a special circuitry system or whatever. Mind you, I would have loved the guy to have provided like some figures or whatever with these like 3D printed pieces, but I'm guessing that's technically not allowed because he obviously gets them from like an actual supplier. And like he advertises these all painted up and looking nice, and with like figures and stuff that are on it as well, and then all of that sort of lit up in there. And at some point I really do want to get electrics in this. But in the meantime, that's actually pretty decent. That's actually nice. I was waiting for these for actually like nearly a month and I think it was just about a month, over a month's worth of time waiting to get that. That was a pain in my ass. But now that's in there, I'm actually quite pleased with that. It rolls pretty well. Another thing is, right, you'll notice that there's obviously metal wheels on one side and metal wheels on the other. And that's mostly because if you were to get like a lighting kit installed, you put like one pair of contacts there and one pair of contacts over this using like, I don't know, brass wire or something. And then you'd have the wire and there's holes just above the bits here. Or, personally, you could just have the bolt here that pops through because the screws obviously show themselves through. You could put the output and input through the screws and then have like the circuitry obviously govern, the power from both the negative and minus go to like a chip, and then that chip distributes the power to the LED lights. But yeah, that's what something my friend was mentioning to me. His name's Track Fox online. I might link his YouTube channel as well if I remember to do it. And that's about it. I'm not sure what else to do now. How long have I been recording? About 6 minutes. I could do something else. Let me think. What else can I show? I guess I could show this. This is something I've been working on. It's made for like a, I'm going to use this for like a HO in 3 sort of narrow, like big narrow gauge, the one engine that you sit on or whatever. It's going to be like using HO or 00 scale track, and then you'll have like a person obviously about, this size, I didn't actually make this, I bought this at like a garage sale for like $2. Warhammer. Pretty good hobby. Lucrative. That's a pretty lucrative market though, Warhammer stuff. Another thing I plan on doing is repairing this poor old Cutty Shark model. Mostly because it's just absolutely covered in dust, and I've had this for like as long as I can remember. And also I was the one who broke the bloody mast off of it, and now I need to get it fixed. Okay, so that's done. I'll put that in there. Because I've done most of the interior off camera, for reasons. Mostly because I'm too much of a coward to actually too much of a coward to actually, sorry, I'm throwing up a bit in the mouth there. Too much of a coward to bloody, do it properly. I have like a Apple kit, but, let me think. These shelves are an absolute pain sometimes. That reminds me, I actually have interior coming for both my lifelike, basically the American stuff, and then also the British stuff like this. What I plan on doing is putting these control units. If you can see, that's like a little person with a control panel. Have like one here, and then another down here. And I said in the last video on my main channel that I'll be posting that I was doing an engine, not like this one. Where was it? Just gotta get this open, put that engine in there, put that back in here. Where did I put it? I can't find it at the moment. But while I'm here talking about interior, I actually bought this in a massive lot, and I bought a bunch of, you know, interior that was a bit too big for one of these double O coaches, but I've modified it slightly as to fit in this interior in here. This is actually glued in at the moment, and I don't intend on painting or anything at the moment, but I don't think I'd paint it in general, mostly because it's an old Airfix or Kitmaster coach. What I do plan on doing is giving this the goalpost couplings at some point, because I'm not very happy with these Kitmaster coupling pieces, would you call them? Mind you, this actually came with a bunch of windows on it, and this is a guard's van by the looks of it, and it's got the stickers and decals on it for a guard. But it's a nice coach, and if I can get like the, obviously the right kind of coupling for them, it would look pretty good, because I've already got a bunch of other 00 and HO rolling stock like this that I can just, you know, run around. And I've also plan on putting lights in this one as well. But it goes so well, it really does. Other than the fact that one of the doors on this side actually leads to the bathroom. Yeah, there it is, the guard's door leads to the bathroom. I just thought that was really funny. Mind you, the other guard's door on this side obviously leads out here. And mind you, I think that personally I should have paid more attention to where the doors went, but then again I think even if I flipped this the other way around, it still would have just ended up the same. But you want to know something different about the Dapol versus the old Kitmaster stuff? They don't do this kind of racking anymore for their wagons, and I like this racking because you can add to it if you really wanted to. Also, another thing I should mention, personally, if it were me, I would take off these old bogies and put on like new ones. But to do that, to put the new modern versions on, as I found out with another coach, the German version of the Kitmaster range, is that when I tried putting the more modern Bachmann or Hornby bogies on to something like a Kitmaster coach, the wheels are too high, right? They're a bit too high, and they collide with the bottom of the coach. And that's a pretty nasty problem, because you don't want that happening, because obviously it grinds on the coach and wears it. And there is a way of fixing it. You get like a bunch of washers or whatever, and then you just prop it up until it works correctly. Or you can get old Triang wheels, right? This is actually something that Triang did, where they would get, you know, their old wheels or whatever, and they would cut them. They would fine them down or whatever, and they would just stack their wheels up to prop up their bogies like this, to prevent them from running up against their own coaches on their underframe. That's it, underframe. Other than that, I actually quite like that. I actually had to re-glue most of the carriage together, and the roof needs to be reworked a bit, and needs to be obviously reassembled correctly. There is actually a way of getting these coach roofs to be bent back out, because this one's crooked, as you can tell. It's not going to fit on there correctly. It gets on there a little bit okay, but nah. There is a trick you can do where you can run it under hot water and then just bend it back out slightly. This one's obviously been through a hell of a lot. And you've got sticky tape, you've got old glue marks everywhere. Even the actual underframe, when I was re-gluing the sides, obviously someone's taken this apart before, and, you know, they put it together, then decided, oh, I shouldn't have put it all together, and then taken it apart, and then realised, there's not much point in putting it back together again. It's either that or someone dropped it. And I feel really bad that someone's obviously dropped it. It's never nice to drop a model. That happened to me when I was a kid, on my first train. And I sped it up and it smacked right into a solid wooden chair. and didn't run for like several years until I met a friend of mine again, Trek Fox or whatever his name is. And he put a pin through the bogey because one of them had come off and broken its clip. But another thing I should mention is this came in a lot, and there was one of these wheels. This is an old Kitmaster tank wagon, and I'm actually kind of glad that I had a Dapol version of this, which is basically the exact same kit that it was from like the 1970s till now, and I actually had a spare wheel because the other one, they have like these pins that sort of clip into the I'm not sure what you call it, I can't remember now. This part, you know what I'm talking about. I had these spare wheels and runs quite nicely. But if I also get the time today, I might do more modelling. You can tell I actually live in a quite tight space in my own room. Don't even have my own. I don't actually have the luxury of having even a carport or a carriage or something like that because I don't have the money. Then again, for me, it's not even about the money. It's about the enjoyment of the hobby, really. No one else what to say, really. I guess I'll be continuing at some point with this. I'll paint this up and I'll make a video about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to probably upload the two videos because the last one that I did, you guys didn't see it because the camera died on me. This one here, this Trixie Dixie camera. Yeah, it's funny, I actually showed the fact that I bought one of these to one of my colleagues at the museum that I volunteer at, and he said, "Oh, you got ripped off." Yes. Yes, I did. Oh well. I mean, if you're looking for like a cheap camera, I guess, but then again, you could easily get them for $20, or at least that's what he said. Either way, subscribe, like the videos, obviously do all that, I guess. I know most people don't do it. I personally don't do it whenever someone tells me, like and subscribe the video, guys. Please, please, I need the ad rev. It's like, come on, dude, we all need the ad rev. You don't want to know what's funny? You know, I'm not going to start that line of thought because there's not some things in this world that aren't just worth arguing over. Alright, have a nice day.